Hi, welcome back everyone, and if you're new, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Oatley, and as promised, today we're going to be making some delicious homemade salted caramel brownies, so stay tuned. We're going to start with 1.5 sticks of unsalted melted butter. If you're using half sticks, use 3. You can melt them in the microwave and then meet me back here. Add your melted butter to a large bowl. You're also going to want to add 1 cup of sugar. Use a hand whisk when you're making your brownies. If you use a mixer, sometimes you can overbeat them and then they become tough and dry. And they also don't take that long to make. Let's give this a quick whisk, and then we're going to add 2 eggs. I like to add 1 egg at a time, and then you're going to get your arms work out for the day, whisking 1 minute, so you can come up with this nice, smooth, silky consistency. Okay, we're going to need 1/2 cup of melted chocolate chips. Today I'm using Ghirardelli's semi-sweet. To melt in the microwave, add 2 tablespoons of butter into a cup, and then add 1/2 cup of your chocolate chips. Put in the microwave for 1 minute, take it out, give it a mix, add a little bit of water, and then put back in the microwave in increments of 20 seconds until your chocolate is nicely melted. Just don't overheat, otherwise it becomes hard. We just want to give this a quick mix, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And now for your dry ingredients, we're going to start with 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And as you can see, I like to sift my flour. Now there's different types of brownies. You have your cake brownies, your chewy brownies, and your fudge brownies, which is what we're making today. They're definitely a lot richer. Now, brownies are made with the same ingredients. It's how much you use of what and how you make them. For example, the cake brownies use more flour. The fudge brownies use less. See how much nicer your flour is when you sift it? All right, so now we're going to go in with 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Now, important, this recipe requires you to shake that booty while you sift. I see you. You're working it. One of the reasons we sift is so you don't wind up with lumps like this. Once all your dry ingredients are in there, you want to take a spatula and just fold until you get that nice brownie mix. At this point, you want to add 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. Now, if you like your brownies extra fudgy, add 3/4 cup of chocolate chips. Or you can also eliminate the chocolate chips completely. Now again, just fold everything in to give them a mix. Our mix is ready. Let's go prep our pan. Okay, we're going to be using a 9x9 inch pan. Now, although this might seem like a small pan, you will get quite a bit of brownie in here, and it's the perfect size for this recipe. Now, if you're wanting a lot more brownies, then I would double your recipe and you can use a larger pan. You can find 9-inch pans even at the grocery store, fairly cheap. You want to use butter or spray on your pan, and I also love using the parchment paper. It just makes it so much easier when removing your brownies from the pan, and they also don't stick. They come out really nice. I also spray in between my 2 parchment papers so it'll stick better. All right, add your brownie mix to your pan and then spread it out evenly with your spatula. Since the mix is thicker, I find it easier to spread with my smaller spatula. We're ready to bake at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes or until your brownies are done. While our brownies are baking, we're going to be making some roasted pecans. I just think the pecans taste so much better when they're roasted. We're going to take 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter, depending on how many pecans you're roasting. I would probably say stick to 1 tablespoon. We want to get this nice and melted. I'm going to add a handful of pecans, and these are half pecans. Now, you can make as many as you wish, but honestly, I think if you just put like a handful, you should have enough for that 9x9 inch pan. Go ahead and mix them and let them roast in the butter for a few minutes. These are starting to smell really nice and yummy. All right, so notice how they're starting to kind of brown at the bottom. I think these are just about ready. I'm going to go ahead and put them in a small bowl. It's been about 26 minutes and I wanted to check on my brownie, so I'm going to put a toothpick right in here. And notice how barely anything came out. If you get a little bit of the mix on your toothpick, that is perfectly fine as long as your mix is not wet. I'm gonna let these cool off on a rack until they're nice and cool. Make sure that you let them cool off before you cut into them. Now that my brownies are cool, I'm ready to work on my caramel. I've got 18 squares of caramel here, and I'm adding 1/3 cup of heavy cream, which is the same as your whipping cream. I'm going to put this in my microwave for exactly 1 minute to let it start melting. Then I'm gonna take it out, give it a quick mix, and then we'll put it in for 30 seconds. Come back and just continue to mix it until everything is nice and melted. By the way, if you haven't seen my Halloween brownies, be sure and click up top, guys. I'm gonna start drizzling my caramel with a spoon right on top. Now you probably want to cut before you start adding the caramel. I just got a little ahead of myself here. Now another thing is, if you would prefer to have the caramel inside the mix, before you bake it, add 1 layer of brownie, then add some caramel on top, then swirl it with a knife, and then add your second layer of brownie and then bake. You could do it that way. I'm just gonna be drizzling this time on top. Now that I've cut my brownies, I'm gonna go in with some more caramel. Who doesn't like a good caramel, right? Doesn't that look so yummy? I like to add 1 of my roasted pecan halves on top of each brownie. I just put one right in the center. If you have any leftover pecans, you can just take some cinnamon and sugar, mix it, and then pour them on the pecans, and you have yourself a snack for the next day. Now, to give it a little extra and a must in my opinion, get yourself some sea salt and sprinkle it all on top. The sweet flavor and the salty flavor combined just make it taste so delicious. Another topping idea would be marshmallows and even chocolate chips if you want it more. It just depends on how much chocolate you really want. Now don't forget though, these are fudge brownies, which means they will be a little bit richer, and a little goes a long way. As you can see, I made 1 row with marshmallows. Now I'm gonna be removing it from my pan. See how much easier it is when you have the parchment paper? I'm gonna go ahead and put these on a plate, and I'm gonna have one right away before they're all gone. I really hope you enjoy these, and if you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. If you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to do so below or hit my little picture on the side. Also, don't forget to hit the little bell to get notified of all of my new videos, and please be sure to check out these links on the side. Share with your friends. Thanks for watching and your support.